Let's go!
Welcome back to the Hall of Fame College Football Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Watkins. And if you love college football, you are definitely in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so that you do not miss one moment of the Hall of Fame Football Podcast. I am here with the crew from LONESTAR College Football. Christian, Herrington, Logan, Patterson. What's up, fellas? How we doing?
We're all good. We're all good.
Not so good with Christian. It doesn't look like just yet. All right,
Yeah,
just let us know when you chime in. Just let us know. We will also be joined here shortly by Peyton Manning. So we will, little treat for everybody today. Peyton Manning. Listen, guys, if you, like I was saying before, please hit that subscriber button. We've actually done really well today. We've added 15 new subscribers today just from the video we did earlier today about all those casual fans, that are out there busting chops about casuals, bro, calling for a job when he's 5-4. Jimbo Fisher has been there 5 years and is like 3-6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and he ain't gone yet. He got an extension this year, and Oklahoma wants to fire their coach at 5-4. Not most Oklahoma fans, just these knuckleheads, casuals. I'm telling you, casuals. So
casuals
all right,
don't know much.
What's up, William Barry Decker? Who might this be? Is this a buddy of you guys'?
Oh,
Yes.
That's a lot of name. That's a lot of name, fellas. All right. So, look, here's Peyton Manning. There he is. Check him out. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me good?
Yeah, we got you. You're
Perfect.
going to be safe out there on the road, aren't you? I'm going to take this overlay off because I can't see your face.
Yeah, I pulled over, so I wasn't, on the show and driving at least.
My man. Good deal. Welcome, everybody, to the show. This is Peyton Manning. He is our recruiting analyst. We were going to talk a little bit today. Still waiting on the updates on the college football rankings. So we will go ahead and jump into all the recruiting news of the day. Main thing for Oklahoma fans and Texas fans like Christian, which we may just go ahead and mute him real quick. No, just kidding. No, obviously, and I think if you were an Oklahoma fan, you probably, unless you're one of those casuals, you probably didn't expect this one to stick. Austin Westlake, dad played for them. I know that. I think what it kind of came down to with me, I think the reason that he originally went with Oklahoma was because they were a little late to the party in Austin to offer him, and it kind of ticked him off. The longer it went on, you could tell what was happening. You could tell what was happening at the Red River game, apparently. So
yeah, I saw a comment that he had made, and it said at the Red River rivalry, or what do you call that? Do you call that the Red River
shootout, baby? It's the shootout. Come on now.
Call it the Red River rivalry.
We don't do that. Listen, we do not do that politically correct stuff here. All right, we are gun-toting Americans.
It's telling me, man. Let's go. He had made a comment saying that when he was at that game, I don't know if it was just he was watching it and found himself not rooting for the guys in crimson or what, or kind of crimson.
Bro, how could you? I mean, your dad, everything in your house.
I think
burnt
both
orange.
his parents. Yeah, I think both his parents went to Texas.
He's a legacy kid. I never expected that was going to stick.
I was kind of shocked by it at first, but Arch Manning has been recruiting him since the day he committed to OU. He's been tweeting at him, and so.
Oh yeah, he's never heard that before,
yet.
Mr. Braden. Yeah. So what's up, Peyton? Tell us what you have. What was your feeling on that whole deal?
So I got told a couple weeks back, hey, look into this because this is something significant. I was like, okay. So yeah, his reports about the Red River shootout were true. he, like in his comments today, he said he found himself rooting for the Burn Orange.
Yeah.
And yeah, after
He had
that,
49 good reasons to.
Yeah, I mean he did
Shut up,
100%.
Christian.
I mean he found himself rooting for Texas, and then a couple weeks went by. He was supposedly supposed to take a visit, and didn't, and was at a Texas game.
No.
And then and then BV and Todd Bates and Coach Chavis were trying to get a hold of him,
and he wasn't answering and stuff. I heard
and have one last meeting, and they ended up having that meeting, and that's whenever he told them, "Hey, I'm going to Texas. I'm flipping to Texas."
He just ghosted everybody.
Yeah, I didn't think about after 2 weeks after the game, the Red River Shootout, as y'all called it. After about that 2 week mark, that's when I started to kind of like perp up and be like, okay, there's some actual movement there. And he just stopped engaging with OU fans in general. I mean,
yeah, he did. I was noticing that as well. And I'm not one of those people that really does a whole lot of, what's the great question here? Where's Eli Manning? Yeah, you guys, I mean, come on. Oh, you shortened your name there, William Barry Decker. Yeah, we're still going to call you William Barry Decker. Come on.
He's still got a W on his name.
Oh, man, that's funny. That's funny. Hey, guys, when you see one of these, do you have the comments up? Do you guys have the comments up?
Yeah.
Do us a favor. Tap on that sucker so I'll see it just in case. Okay. That way, because it'll stay in the deal. So if I have to do any editing. But go ahead. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. So here's what OU fans need to expect now. Is what I'm being told, what I'm reading, what I'm hearing. We're going to go after – the reason why I posted what I did on my Twitter today about, us flipping as many recruits as we did last season. Right. We're going to see some 23 offers go out that guys are already committed to teams that are in the Big 12, actually. Some defensive guys. Texas doesn't have to worry.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
There was
over freaking 6-3. Good grief.
The only player I'm interested in this weekend, looking at who we're trying to commit and flip, Peyton Bowen was reportedly taking a visit to Texas. That was later confirmed that it was not happening. I don't know where that stands. Once I get done driving, I'm going to look into it a little bit. I'm supposed to get where I'm going at about 11 p.m. tonight, so maybe I'll have some time. But yeah, we're going to see offers go out to some 23 guys that are already committed defensively to some guys in the Big 12. I think I was reading about it. I'll have to go back and read it. I was doing this while I was driving. Never suggest that. But,
that's a terrible idea.
I have a question for you.
What's up, brother? Go ahead.
Were y'all in the mix for Anthony Hill now that he's decommitted from A&M?
No, that I will tell you this right now. He's 100% y'all. He is.
Love it.
He's trending. He's trending hard right now towards Texas. Y'all are trending. He actually got flung to Texas today. I don't know if you've seen that.
They said he was going to the game this weekend too for sure. Anyway, the TCU game. So I figured
there's also a good 4-star defensive back. I think he's committed to A&M as well. That's looking, and then there's Jordan Taviano. I don't know if he's actually committed yet anywhere.
So Arch is actually pushing for him pretty hard. He's believed to be LSU. LSU. He is all LSU. Yeah, Taviano. That's what I'm hearing for him. Now then, can that change because of y'all's momentum you have on the recruiting trail right now? Absolutely. Like, that's what's fixing to help y'all right now, pull in some recruits and give y'all some looks, is that y'all are fixing to pull. Obviously, y'all pulled Colton today. You're going to pull Anthony Hill possibly in the next 2 weeks, maybe shorter, depending on how a couple things go. But what I'm going to be watching for y'all is who's reportedly y'all are going to have to pull some scholarships, is what the word is out there. Who you pull. That's also a rumor of why y'all pulled that safety that decommitted from y'all.
Yeah, it was a mutual. I saw reports that was mutual.
Yeah, that was a mutual.
Yeah. Sark's like, well, I got somebody better.
Well, actually, what I saw on him, and I don't recall his name right off the top of my head, but I also saw on him that he plays defensive end as well in high school, and he's wait, or was he a defensive end? Was he recruited as a D end for us or a DB?
I couldn't tell you 100%. I know he's a top 20-ish safety. That's all I had already heard. But
I saw a report that says he's enjoying playing defensive end, and he's not sure if he wants to go to college playing that other position or not, and that's what a part of. I don't know if that's true or not, but for Oklahoma, you've got to imagine David Hicks for A&M is on the decommit list.
So
and that was a big guy that y'all got flipped or got bought by A&M right at the last minute.
I feel like he's coming. I think that should be coming any day. What do you think on that, Peyton? Have you heard anything on him yet?
I'm gonna give it another week or two. He's not. Obviously, he was not 100% happy with his commitment to A&M.
Right, we talked about that on the show last week.
After he's been seeing what he's been seeing, I'm going to give it a week or two, kind of to see where they pitch that to him. Like, hey, this is what's going on. A&M fans want Fisher's head. Like, that is Jimbo Fisher is they're calling for him.
I would imagine.
And that's what I told Jason the other day was I don't think the record is what will get him fired. Kind of like Tom Herman. It wasn't the record that got him fired. It was having a number 17 class in the country at Texas what got him fired. Losing Quinn Ewers, that's what did it.
Losing Quinn.
You can't have numbers.
I remembered back to that when you said that. I was like,
Texas?
You know what? I remember that. Yeah.
So I think now.
We're just
I think right now
it's so easy to get at Logan, isn't it? Man.
I have so many comments about Baylor. I'm gonna hold off for now.
It's all good.
Yeah, we're a little pissy about Baylor right now, bro.
We can beat both of y'all without the 5 stars. It's all good.
Yeah, I mean that's
Christian,
fair.
Don't make that face.
It is a fair statement right now.
November 25th, my boy.
Hey, we'll see. But I think right now for David Hicks, it's going to come down to these next couple weeks. I'll tell you, that visit in Norman, Oklahoma, whenever we play Oklahoma State, is the biggest visit we're going to have all season long.
Yes. And he's already in for that. I mean, he's confirmed that he's going to that game. And I'm sure that you'll have Jackson Arnold there. You're going to have some guys in there that are going to be – that's what when you start talking about – and I know that, there's a lot of people ready to jump off the freaking cliff right now in Oklahoma fans as far as all this stuff with Vasek. I wasn't expecting him to be a member of this class at any point. I just didn't. But that being said, I mean, it kind of sucks. But the truth of it is they've already got a 5-star that's better than Vasek, coming. What was the other kid's name? The Florida kid, other Russian.
You're talking about guy out of Kansas City that I'm not.
No, well, yeah, I wasn't talking about him. Yeah, him too.
Derek LeBlanc.
Yeah,
I can't pronounce
LeBlanc. I was thinking about LeBlanc. So yeah, okay. But right now that of course dropped Oklahoma to 8th in the recruiting. Listen, they were 8th a year ago in a month. That's where they got to. You're going to see these guys going to work. There's a lot of time before February 2nd gets here, signing day.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a lot of time.
There is so much time and so much ground that we can make up in recruitments that the OU fans are worried about. Like I said in my post today, go and look at the list of recruits we flipped from teams committed last year. The list is long. I mean, we had 8 recruits flipped that were already committed.
Right.
Just with the staff.
Just because of this coaching staff too, and you got to start thinking about that too. Is that I know a lot of people. I mean, the show that we did last week, we were kind of taking up for Todd Bates. I think you're going to see he's going to acquit himself immediately. We're talking about a coach that, I mean, we were talking casuals a minute ago. These guys are so casual that they're busting chops on the dude that was 2 years ago the Rivals Recruiter of the Year. He's had 9 All-Americans. Not one single defensive tackle that he's coached hasn't been all conference ever. And so
I mean that changes this year, but
but Redmond, I mean,
he's there, but it's going to be close. But I think that the biggest thing right now is that.
But that's not his guy either. You know what I mean? No. But
I agree 100%. We're going to get a couple commits coming within the next month. We're going to have a couple commits. Now then, are they going to be the flashy 4 or 5 stars? No. But these guys are 6'3", 290, playing on the defensive line.
Yeah, who was that guy? That guy you were talking about the other day.
Ashton Sanders.
Ashton, I went and saw that dude's film. He's insane.
He is not.
I don't know how he's a 3-star. It's kind of good. Let him stay there.
Needs to be a low end 4-star. I believe. But I mean, we don't need. I preached this today. We don't need players that are 5 and 4 stars. Just like he was saying up there, the Baylor fan. They're not playing with 5 stars and high end 4 stars. They're playing with 3 and 4 stars.
And they have one of the best coaches in America too. Dave Aranda is the real deal. Period.
Since Art Briles was there, too.
That's right.
My argument to that is you don't need the 4 and 5 star guys. You need guys that want to play with heart, that want to care. And guess what? When it comes down to it, they're going to hit the weight room. That's important, and they're going to teach them technique. We're not playing technique football. That's how bad teams are beating Oklahoma, is by we're not playing technique football. They're coming in, they're playing technique football, and that's at the end of the day, that's what it is. So we're not out of the recruiting cycles of some of these guys. We're going to see offers go out. I'll be sure to share that information whenever I see it and get it. On top of it, but we're gonna see offers. They're gonna go after 3 and 4 stars with the same body type as Colton, because that's what they want. Depth. They want depth.
And that's something that me and JP were talking about in that this morning. That was something that it's got to be depth at these positions that is what you're looking for.
Yep.
And because if you're 1 or 2 deep at these spots, I mean injuries happen, and then you're all of a sudden you're kind of toast. But what we've also talked about, obviously, you were talking about it this past week, but we talked about it this morning as well, is, with Wiley being there, they got weak. They got smaller. They got weaker. And now with Schmitty there, I mean, this guy, how many Heisman Trophy guys has he trained? It's like 5 or 6 of them or some stuff like that.
It's
insanity. Yeah.
The last thing I'm going to leave y'all here with is with the text with Longhorns leading for Anthony Hill. They're going to back off Akana. I would expect us to really turn into the favorites here for Akana, depending on how a couple dominoes fall. But if the Longhorns get Anthony Hill, they no longer would no longer not necessarily be interested in Akana, but I don't think that he would become as much of a priority as they do. I don't. You
might have something else they need to go get. Yeah.
Exactly. They may not need that. They may not have that scholarship there for him anymore, because at one point in time, the Longhorns were the favorite for him. But with Anthony Hill trending towards him, they're probably going to back off of him. Because, I mean, Anthony Hill's a monster in himself. Like, that kid's
Oh, dude.
And he's coming into play. I mean, we've been
he's going to play right away. Gary Patterson's got to be licking his chops.
Linebacker for 3 years. Since Malik Jefferson left, we've been needing a solid. I mean, DeMarvion Overshown, Jalen Ford are playing pretty good this year, but still, that depth is not where it needs to be at all.
I agree 100%. And your depth being a problem, they may still come at Arcana, but I see.
Yeah, that's true.
I would think that.
But if
you're tight on scholarships,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying if you're tight on scholarships, then you would think that they're going to pull that scholarship. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
I don't know. Linebacker would probably be one of the positions that we would keep pushing, and maybe pull off of a receiver. Seeing we just got Savion Red and Brennan Thompson, and we've got Jonte Cook coming in, and then I think we're still in the running for a couple. I don't know who it's been a while since I've looked at this. We got Ryan Niblett, a pretty good high 4-star. So we've already got 2, maybe another one. So we have 2 tight ends committed right now, 2 3-star tight ends.
Yeah.
And still have Deuce Robinson supposed to be coming in for a visit.
So Deuce right now, Deuce was heavily. I thought it was USC. Reporters are saying Georgia is right there. I mean, they're saying,
and I don't see. I think that makes sense. What they're doing right now with Brock Bowers is like that dude. balling.
That's why they're in that contention, because their tight end coach is one of the best in the country, undoubtedly. Yeah. So, well, I'm going to get off here and I'm going to drive. But that's the updates on there. Colton was, after the whole fact of the Red River game, he was starting to question his decision a little bit more, and then, of course, the recruits pushed for him. Sure. They ended up winning. I mean, like you said, was he ever going to stick? There's a good possibility not, because I don't know about y'all, but whenever
I don't know how you could. I mean, if your dad's going to bust your chops every day about it, I mean, I can't even imagine. And he was one of the coaches there. He's one of the coaches at Westlake, too, I heard today.
Yeah. So it sounds like y'all's downfall was inviting him to that game. Y'all should have picked a different game to.
No doubt. 100%. But he was going to be there either way, dude. It's a freaking Texas family. Yeah. He was going to be there either way.
Yeah.
Especially when those schools are recruiting.
So if y'all have any other questions, shoot them now, or if not, I'm gonna get back to driving.
I had seen a thing, and I don't know any truth to it. It was just a thing on Twitter about Connor Wagman possibly getting hopping into the portal to head to Georgia. You heard anything about that?
I have not heard anything about that. That would be interesting.
Wow. I mean, if Stetson Bennett is gone, if I'm Wagman, I'm getting out of that offense. Also, the way he got drove into the ground 2 weeks ago, and then
he got
Jimbo's yelling at him on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm getting beat up over here.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, you know what? Your offense is so crap that I'm getting my ass kicked back here.
Yeah.
So the thing with Texas A&M,
I think they're all leaving, man. They're all leaving.
I'm sticking to it. I had a prediction up about 4 weeks ago from just people talking. They're going to have about 10 high-value people into the portal. I'm sticking to it. From what
and I've already heard about 6 5-stars. Here's the question that I would have for everybody, and this was something I kind of wrote this down earlier, and you can answer it before you take off, Peyton. Mm-hmm. If you're Texas A&M, I know the number is $86 million. At what point does that number become payable? Because you got to quit hemorrhaging recruits. You got to get somebody in there to, at what point is that,
From what they're saying is if they cannot get a affordable buyout, Jimbo's going to have to stay at least another year. Now then,
go down another $10 million. What's the difference? I don't. And you lose an entire class. I mean, the best class ever. You just lost it.
Yeah,
I don't know why you're trying to convince them to do it. I hope they keep them.
Keep them forever. But I mean, all I'm saying is, I'm just asking though. At what point do you make that move?
It would have to be another year. I just don't think. Yeah, that would be really bad. They'd
fire him. They would be 120. Yeah.
Their sponsors are people that put out the checks. They are not happy. I mean, that's obvious. I mean, everyone around that program's not happy, but
somebody's going to fork over the cash to get in the hell out of there is what I think, because the more guys that they lose. The
question is who they would.
David Williams here. This is a good question. It's
I don't have the ability to click on the comments.
That's okay.
I got you. I see them, but I can't click on them.
Just let me know that they're there sometimes if I'm not seeing it. So there's been some mention that Texas A&M might go after Coach Traylor at UTSA. I think you'd be smart if you did.
About that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
UTSA's having a pretty good year. I mean,
listen, man, they've had a freaking amazing existence. Mm-hmm. They've been around for 12, 13 years, and I mean, they're winning bowl games. I mean, they took Texas for the longest time, until the fourth quarter came around. Texas couldn't get rid of them. So, and there's no reason why they should have hung with them. But Traylor's a good coach, man. He's got a good program.
Traylor's a great coach. He started off down here in East Texas over at Big Sandy, which is right down the road from where I grew up.
Thanks a lot for that, Mr. Williams. We appreciate that.
He did great in Big Sandy. He's from Gilmer, I believe. He's just one of those East Texas guys that grew up playing football, knows football, and he knows what he's doing, obviously, because UTSA's been doing great this year.
Man, they've been really good. They've been, the last few years, they've been really good. And so I've been a little on him because of Darian. he hadn't gotten an offer from him, and I mean he went to his camp and dominated, and he didn't really go after him there either. But it just seemed like, and then the thing is he hadn't done what he's done obviously during this season. Also, Peyton, did you get to take a look at him at all, Darian?
Yes, I started watching the film. I've been terribly busy at work, but I was watching it while I was working. I mean, the kid definitely deserves offers. The best advice, is he a senior? Is he going to this?
He's a senior, man. And the thing is that he kind of got buried on. Yeah, there's a new coaching staff last year. They didn't, and the way that they went 2-8, and he still got buried on the JV. Mm-hmm. But the guy has flipped it around. I mean, he led the entire valley around San Antonio in receptions, yards, and touchdowns, and he was third in scoring in the district. And I think he was top. He's definitely top 5 scoring for non-passing scoring in the whole city of San Antonio and the surrounding area, and that included the district that's got Austin Westlake and those guys in it. So we're talking about a guy that, I mean, 6'3", 194, runs a 4.5, and got smooth hands. I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't be somewhere.
This would be my best advice to him. Start reaching out to JUCOs.
Yes.
JUCOs. Right now, they're
and we've already got a couple of kind of lined up for him. So it's
exactly. Yeah. So have him put down have him create a template for an email, right? So have him. One of my favorite people to follow on Twitter from a recruiting guru standpoint is Coach J.R. Sandlin. Have him go on there and look at what these coaches look for, because JR is actually doing a series right now of him breaking down what they're looking for for film. So have him go look on his Twitter. I've reposted it on my page if you can't find it. If not, I can send you his Twitter at. But
and I'll throw that at him too anyway. I'd already found another couple of recruiters through your page earlier today too. Yep. So yeah. So
I that would be my best advice. It's just so hard to get if he was in his junior year. Oh my God, it'd be easy because you have all these camps, these.
Right. Well, no, and that was the thing. But he dominated 7-on-7. It's just a matter of nobody saw him. But now, the good news is he's playing in that Army All-Star game in San Antonio. They're going to know who he is. Yep. You know, he's going to have an opportunity. But I mean, the guy had 19 catches in the game. Yes. You know what I mean?
You can't.
6A football in San Antonio, and this guy getting the 19 catch game. I mean, he should play somewhere.
100%.
You know.
Yeah. I agree 1,000%. That's impressive. But if that's all y'all have for me, I got about a 4.
Hey man, take off, man. We'll see. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming on the show. We appreciate you, Peyton.
Real quick. Okay, I was just gonna ask, what is your Twitter handle so I can follow you on there? I typed in Peyton Manning, but obviously there's other searches for that.
Yeah, I didn't give my name out until I actually joined Jason here. That's gonna be.
Not bad.
I hope if I swipe out it doesn't leave. Okay, it doesn't. All right, it's gonna be C-Ball, Oklahoma. C-Ball, Oklahoma.
No, well, that didn't know fun. Oklahoma.
Okay, and it's the Oklahoma recruiting with the Schooner wagon.
Yep, there you go.
It's called.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, you can follow me on there. I kind of do a little bit of all recruiting, but I kind of mainly focus on Oklahoma. But I do hear things about other teams, like obviously the Anthony Hill thing. I got whiff of that for Texas. Like if it's a major recruit, I usually have a little bit. By the way, here's another thing about David Hicks. Not to get your hopes up like Sooner fans do, but David Hicks is also teeter-tottering with Texas reports.
I've seen some reports on that. I'm kind of putting it aside because of how close he was going to Oklahoma. I would just assume his second choice is still
But here's the problem. Oklahoma Twitter is a problem. Okay? It's a problem. And folks, I'm going to say this again, like I said in that video earlier. Stop that crap. Stop it.
Yeah.
Be nice to these kids. When they choose somebody else, just leave them alone. Just leave them alone.
Texas fans do it too.
It's so lame. It is so lame.
Like, it's a business decision, dude. Your tweet isn't going to change their mind for the good. It might change their mind for the bad.
The only thing it could possibly do is make them hate you now.
That's what Zach Sanchez, he got on there today and was ripping OU fans because he was like, yo, like y'all need to chill out. Like y'all are ruining chances with some of y'all's recruits. And I mean,
yeah, no, you don't think that the other guys see that stuff and be like, man, what do I want? Oh, so if I miss a play or something, I'm going to get freaking done like this?
Oh,
why would you do that? It just doesn't make any sense.
Downs' dad, he was tired of it this weekend. I don't know if y'all seen what Ethan's dad got on there and was like, stop bashing the team. I mean, because people are getting on there and just bashing the hell out of them. Some of the things they can't control.
Again, this is what, hey guys, and again, we can kind of get off this subject here in just a second, but I'm going to say that this is another one of those casual, stupid fan things that you don't know enough about it to be able to like add anything to the conversation. So you just become that guy.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or you echo some crap that you heard from somewhere else and, pound on your chest. I'm good grief, man. That's the worst person. Don't be that guy. You know what I mean? You could be the guy sitting over there throwing the horns down. That's fine. Don't freaking cuss out a kid that is a freaking he's a legacy kid. Why would you expect for him to come to Oklahoma? Like literally, 100%. Why would you expect that? It's just silly stuff. And then now you're going to bust his chops over it and come on, man.
I think they were more upset that he had originally committed to Oklahoma. I understand both sides. He's a legacy.
He left. He was upset with, from what I can understand and what I've heard about it all day today, is that he was originally pretty pissed off at Texas was slow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They were slow at giving him the offer, and that's one of them Sark things. And I guess they figured they had plenty of time, and so they kind of had to kiss his ass for a little while before he finally decided. And then the Red River game didn't help anything. No, and you don't have a quarterback there, and you get made to look that bad. It's not. I mean, the game happens. Sometimes it happens. I went to the Landry Jones senior year. He beat the brakes off of freaking Texas. It was over at halftime. So, kind of similar to this year, but it just kind of is what it is. But
every so often there's going to be a blowout in that game.
Yeah, man, you get more good ones than bad ones. That's for sure. You get more good ones than bad ones. It's for sure.
I think that this year's game would have looked a little bit different with DG, obviously, because the only game.
I don't know that we win anyways. I don't know that OU wins either way. But I can tell you that it wouldn't have been 49-0.
I'll say this. So I'll say this.
I'll give you 3.
He does not play defense, but what he does do is doesn't do 4 straight 3-and-outs, and our defense has to trot back out there and that because it was a little bit warm that day. Trots back out there, lines up. They were already confident shot from the beginning.
Yeah,
I mean, you go in the game without your quarterback. That sucks. Like
easy there, soldier.
But all right, I'm gonna cut it off. All
right, bro.
Start driving.
We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Sorry about that, folks. He knows. He's a soldier. Hey, man, this is what military guys do. I'm known to do it myself, and I don't really apologize for it. So
buddy just got out of the Navy. I understand.
Yeah. So when you it is what it is. All right. So as we were talking about that stuff, and I don't know if you guys want to go into any more of this recruiting stuff. If you guys got any questions in the comments, we would appreciate it. We're happy to ask them. I'd like for some of these lives to kind of take on whatever is going on in the comment section. If you guys got questions, you want to talk about a certain thing, bring it up. I mean, that makes it a lot more organic. We'd like to interact with you guys as it is. Thank you very much for checking out the show. If you are not already a subscriber, I would ask you, please hit the red subscriber button. I don't see any Facebook folks in here, so I know you guys are all YouTubers. Please hit that subscriber button and help us out. We're really close. We're not super close, but all we need is our subs. So we need about 550 and we're in. So it'd be great. If you would like, if you want to help out the show either way, we have a perfect way for everybody to do so. If you're already going to be buying team gear and merchandise from Fanatics, we are partners with them. So all you have to do is go on to hofmedia.us/fanatics. That's hofmedia.us/fanatics. Just tap on that Fanatics button down at the bottom of the page. You get up to 65% off everything in the store. All you Astro fans, there's a ton of stuff in there right now for any of you folks that are Astro fans. A lot of their World Championship gear is in there as well. For you Texas fans all excited about Colton Vasek, go buy you a new Horns shirt. or whatever. But, we get a small commission for everything you buy, but you get up to 65% off everything. Like as I was telling Christian the other day, Oklahoma had worn those sweaters in Iowa, the coaching staff, and everybody was loving them. And I looked on there and I was like, shoot, I do have it. I posted it was $20 less than everywhere else online. So it was kind of cool, man. And we were able to, I sold quite a few of them that day because they were nice, and I bought one myself.
Are those dark gray ones?
No, it was a red one. Yeah. That's pretty sweet. What is that?
That's the Sailor Bear.
Sailor Bear.
Oh, okay. It definitely is it in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was on mine.
Logan said, "I'm about to use this 65% off. Let's go."
Kill it. That's what I'm talking about. Good deal. Yeah. Listen, it's a good way to help us and help yourself at the same time. It helps kind of keep us putting out this content week after week. While we were talking recruiting, we did get.
I gotta get off this. Before I start spending money I don't have.
Yeah, I know, man. So if you notice, what I was going to tell you is when we hit. We're going to give something away at 500, but that's coming up soon. We're at like 440 or something right now. That's coming soon. But if we get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the regular season, and we're talking a couple of weeks away now, if we can get us to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to have something really cool to give away. As you can see, we are actually kind of checking out some new stuff with our Hall of Fame Hall of Fame college football podcast gear. Got a couple of different hats. If you've got certain designs that you think that you might like, let me know what you think about these, and we're going to probably make those available as well. Something I've been thinking about, and, it was something that was on the video a couple of times today, but, we don't want the opinions of, what was it? The casual opinion does not matter here. Okay, so we got to come up with something on casuals for a t-shirt. Maybe that would work out for something like that. You guys come up with something cool, that'd be all right too. All right, so as we were...
That one might work out pretty well.
What's that?
Take a picture of the casuals with the slash through, it might be all right.
That actually wouldn't be a terrible idea. I like that.
A gravestone that says, "Here lies the casual comments."
I see this. There's a reason why I have these guys come on. So, folks, let us know what you think about the recruiting situation. Who is going to go where, or what you're hearing? We love to hear this information. I love hearing stories about what's going on with all this. And recruiting is fun, man. The recruiting talk is just a lot of fun because there's it's competition in and of itself. So the college football rankings, of course, Georgia surges to the top. They should have been number one anyway. I guess I can understand why they had Tennessee because of the wins that they had coming in. What I didn't like, and I was looking at this while we were talking earlier, Alabama, second loss, still not out of the top 10.
Yeah.
So,
I think though
they just love Alabama.
Logan, but here's the thing, and I
2 road losses by a freaking extra point.
2 road losses, and their 2 losses are to 2 teams ranked ahead of them at number 5 and number 7. So it's like, how far can you? I wanted to see them at outside the top 10. How long? I felt like been?
Well, they're playing Ole Miss this week. I don't think, and Ole Miss has 1 loss.
They should probably lose to Ole Miss the way they're playing.
Well, yeah, but no, wait. What do you mean? They lost by 1 point. How are they playing? It's either if you think Ole Miss is good, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, but Alabama should have 2 more. Alabama should have lost to A&M.
They definitely should have lost to A&M. They definitely should have lost to Texas. And if Quinn plays, I hate it that people say if Quinn plays, they definitely win. But the thing is, because Hudson Card played his butt off,
chance
dude.
For sure.
Yeah,
he did, but the coaching, the play calls were definitely different.
Yeah, one's got a lot better arm than the other. I agree with you. Let's go with the number 25 team is UCF. Yeah. They've moved in. You've got Washington moved in there this week. Florida State jumps into the top 25 now at 6-3. They're at 23. Notre Dame is back in the top 25 after their win over Clemson. And that was a beatdown. Now Clemson's still very much alive for this playoff, though, which I don't know that I like that so much. As far as I think they're alive for it, and I think all it's going to take is whoever wins the Ohio State Michigan game, and I'm not sure that I agree with that.
I don't think Clemson is that good of a team.
Well, I think that their issue is at quarterback, and they and whatever it is with Dabo, I believe that he's just been super stubborn about this whole thing, and I just don't understand it. Anyway, Illinois drops a few spots. They're number 21 now. Kansas State dropped to number 20 with their loss at home. You can kind of see that. That's 7 spots they dropped because they were at 13 a week ago. Liberty is they jumped up a little bit there, but they're at 8-1. Hugh Freeze, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about him going to Auburn. I know that Liberty is liable to pay him, but I think you kind of have to take that job if you get the offer. No, I mean he was beating Alabama when he was at Ole Miss. So
where are you? Yeah, I think you're looking at a different ranking.
I'm on 247.
Oh, I'm on ESPN.
Yeah, that's
it's different
too. Like Liberty's not on here at all.
Yeah, Liberty's not on there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
On ESPN.
Why was it saying college football rankings? Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing, man. I just thought I saw that.
A lot of it. What you were saying was still the same, but just a couple of like Kansas State's at 19, Notre Dame's at 20.
Okay.
Florida State's at 23.
Got it.
But Clemson's still at 10. Bama was 9.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, maybe I was just clicked on the wrong one that time because it wasn't like okay. So yeah, I was glad to see that they put TCU in, but they jumped 3 spots, but it took Alabama losing again.
It took 2 of them losing.
Took 2 of them losing. They weren't going to be there, and then if you start looking back into the rest of it, you've got. I would just rather they just give me I hate ESPN for this.
They make it so difficult sometimes.
Yeah, you have to watch their stupid video. I don't want to watch it. Yeah. So.
I think TCU being a number 4 makes sense because there's only 4 undefeated teams. Mm-hmm. I will say I just saw a thing that says that the TCU schedule, like the teams that they've played so far, the combined win-loss is like 41-40.
Right.
While like Tennessee is like 51 and like 35 or something. So there's a lot.
Listen, I get that, and I get that. Here's the deal, though. That's what I'm saying is that like a lot of these guys that. The SEC is what they are, but they're not playing a whole lot of teams outside of the conference either.
And they get 4 non-con games.
Yeah, man, come on. It's just
that's one thing about the SEC that I don't like is like the teams like Georgia, they played against Oregon, Bama played against Texas. Like they're all scheduled.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen every year with Bama either, though. A lot of times these guys are playing cream puff you every week. They don't play anybody
Tennessee
good.
Played UT Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Like A&M plays 4 FCS schools almost.
Yeah, and Florida does that all the time. They've been doing that.
Yeah.
That's what happens, Now I get the argument that they'll make, and I know exactly what the argument is. It's that hey, we have to play the hardest schedule in our conference. So why do we have to go outside of it, and then we're going to deal with it later anyway?
You only have to win 2 of them to make a bowl game. You don't have to win 2 of your conference games to make a bowl game.
But here's my question.
A&M might not even do that.
That's true. Yeah, but the bowls don't matter anymore.
Gonna schedule? Like, how are y'all gonna schedule it whenever y'all get 4 non-con games? Who are y'all gonna play?
I don't know.
There was reports at first that we were gonna do Tech, but now Texas seems like we don't want to play Tech, which is. I
think a lot of that has to do with.
It's a terrible place.
It's the same stuff. Yeah, man. It's the same. Here's the deal. I grew up in the same area so I'm not going to say a lot of that easy. I got a lot of Tech fans around me that watch this show. But what I would tell you is, here's the deal. They're all angry. They're all mad because they just got their Honeywell just got taken away. And especially that's exactly, not that Oklahoma State needs it because T-Boone left them all kinds of money. And they're just butthurt that, that they didn't get to go too. They feel like they they're relevant or something. You know what? You might be relevant if you went and hired somebody else, because I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't win there, but it's that mentality, that same mentality of the way that they act there at A&M, a lot of that kind of same stuff. And it is what it is. But the deal is like, you're going to sit there and say, well, logistics didn't allow us to do that. What do you mean? You play that game every year anyway. You're going to have another non-conference game either way. And this is, the smart thing would be, you would think that you would want to play an SEC team, especially your rival, because in Oklahoma, because you know what? If you somehow win the league, which God forbid that ever happens, but if you somehow win the league, Oklahoma State, and you beat Oklahoma that year and they're in the SEC, that looks really good on your playoff resume.
That's what makes sense to me, is that y'all schedule Oklahoma State because that's y'all's biggest rival.
They're trying to, rivalry. And Oklahoma State flat out, they just didn't want to do it.
Texas
Slate didn't want to do it. They just don't want to do it.
It's the same thing. A&M has this idea that they don't need to play Texas because if they lose, it hurts them, but if they win, it doesn't help them. Are you kidding me? You think
that's the stupidest thing in the
world?
That's the best thing that they could do for recruiting is play against Texas. It's either the best.
I would love to play.
Because if you win that game, again, if you win that, like right now, Oklahoma State they've had a whole year to talk trash about OU. And they're acting like, they were real cocky about winning again this season until the last few weeks showed up.
Yeah,
now they're like,
y'all to win that game, by the way.
They're going to
I need y'all to win that game.
I'm going to tell you now, there's never once happened in the history of the series. They've only won 19 games out of like 100.
Let's not make this one 20, okay?
No, and they've never, in all of that time, they've never won twice in a row. And it's in Norman. They're toast. They've just on the face of it, they're going to get their ass kicked. No doubt about it. I have zero doubt. I wasn't worried about that when they were playing good at all. I wasn't worried about that when they were.
For me, that's kind of a back and forth game where it's when you lose to a team, it's almost like I want that team to win out the rest of the year so that loss doesn't look as bad. But at the same time, now you got to Texas with 2 Big 12 losses. And
listen, if Texas wins this week, you better hope they lose somewhere. You know what I mean? Well, they've already lost. I mean, they're in good shape.
Yeah, right. But we still have to play. I mean, I can't tell you I feel confident next week going to Kansas on the road. Like we win one road game, and now the Longhorn fans are like, we're good on the road. No, stop.
Well, I would think that you're good on the road as long as Jalen Daniels isn't playing. But then again, I thought that you would have been.
Dude.
Yeah. No, he's not. Who told you that?
Start this again, Logan. Every time I talk about Kansas, how many times we got to teach you this lesson, old man?
Who told you that?
Bean is not good.
No, I use that as an argument point against Christian because he was saying something about it was during our picks, and he was like, if Jalen plays, then I'll take Kansas. And I'm just like, Bean is good. And then this week, Jalen didn't play, and they still beat Oklahoma State.
Right.
Hey, listen, man, I was excited about that. I love it when Okie Light loses. When Okie Light loses, it's a good day. It's a good day because they've been so insufferable all year. And, I mean, I still feel like that Lincoln handed him the game because he knew he needed to go ahead and go.
Oh, yeah.
He knew.
Like, I'm trying to
he loses a month of recruiting. He loses a month of recruiting if he doesn't take the job the next day.
Yeah.
He's been recruiting for USC since way before he left Oklahoma.
That's what but you know what I'm getting at is like.
Oh yeah, because he'd have.
You can't not go for another shot at the playoff. You just bump up your money a little more, and maybe he get another whatever. But anyway, yeah, Lincoln was there. Look, man, I know that it looked like the exact. I've looked at the game again more times than I even want to admit. He ran the same play 5 times in a row on that last drive, and they had it still not been for that stupid non-interference call, they win the game because Caleb Williams didn't know he was throwing it, so he wasn't trying to do it. So I don't know, and that's the whole thing. We were talking a lot about that today. Braden Walker, What's Jill Yancey Smith saying here? What are we talking about?
No, there's no telling.
That's one of the other guys that was in the. He asked, "Where's Eli Manning?" earlier.
Okay,
Yeah.
Braden Walker. Are you late with something here, or what's going on?
Oops.
Oops. Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure you hit the subscribe button on when you're oops in there, Jill. All right.
Yeah.
So, listen. So, yeah, I feel like in the end, I mean, we don't have to go too much more with that, but I just feel like this. I don't understand why you can't make that excuse to me. The Florida schools still play each other all the time. They're not in the same conferences. You know what I mean? They still do all that. You're not going to get. Could you imagine? Let's say Duke and Carolina split up somehow. You think they're still not going to play basketball every year?
Oh no, for sure.
It's Duke and Carolina. You know what
sure.
I mean? It's just silly talk. It's silly talk. And I used to say the same thing about Texas and A&M. I can't believe that y'all haven't played them in 10 years. It's insane.
I mean,
well, if you ask all of the very smart A&M fans on the world of TikTok.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, if you ask them, Texas is the one running from them. So they're all delusional.
Yeah,
if
right.
you ask them,
say, anybody believes that. Before. Everybody believes that outside of freaking College Station.
Texas didn't want to. I mean, I tell you what, if there's anything that could have turned Texas's last decade around, it'd have been kicking y'all's butt every year.
No doubt. No doubt.
That would have turned.
Yeah, it might have turned the whole thing around, bro. When you just get to smack on little brother every
wins.
once in a while, doesn't hurt anybody.
I mean, if they would have played them last year, they would have made a bowl game.
I mean, it's kind of one of those things with that game is kind of the Texas OU game. You know, even when the records, one team can be down and the other, it's still going to be a game. Texas, I don't care.
I can't remember very many times that A&M won though. It was rare.
No, so the record in that
almost
is like
never.
30. Yeah, it's like 73 to 30 something in that game. It's not. They'd have to win like 40 years in a row to catch it.
To get close. Yeah.
How do they still talk crap about it though when it's that bad?
That's what little brother
They're brainwashed
does.
into a cult.
Literally, Okie Light has 19 wins. Let me tell you the exact record.
They've got 3 in the last 18 years. Right?
Insane. 3 in the last 18 for sure. That I can tell you. But Oklahoma State Series. And
I don't like looking at Baylor's all-time record. That's the bad thing. I don't like doing that against any school because I think we're only winning.
Well, yeah, there was a time that Baylor did not care about football.
No,
they didn't care about anything.
No, it's been the last decade since we started to care about football.
2020, 2018.
Yeah. Just like in the last 10 years or whatever. Yeah. So
what is it? Winsipedia?
Man,
it's 90, 19, and 7.
God.
90, 19, and 7. So they would have to win 70 freaking games in a row.
Sheesh.
Yeah. But whoever was telling me that they'd never won 2 in a row wasn't correct. Somebody just come in or something? Looks like I thought somebody maybe came in. Are you guys there? Can't hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so somebody was telling me they'd never won twice in a row. That's not right. They've done that as recently as 2001. So yeah.
As recently, dude, that's older than me.
Oh, youngsters! You guys are youngsters.
Oh, I was born in '98.
Holy cow! Young ass cats. Wow. Okay. Yeah, but it's always, and you know, it's funny. It's funny that Oklahoma State, they generally, the times that they've come in, like they were number 3. And they beat Oklahoma when they were number 3 one time. That was in 2011. That was the year that they won the conference championship without a conference championship game. That was their one conference championship under Mike Gundy in his 18 years.
He's so good though.
He's so good. So good. The funny thing was the week before that beatdown at Kansas State, his early in the week press conference, they were talking about they kept talking about the culture that he had established there and what they were loving on him. because of course he had just beat Texas, so it was such a culture,
big
Super Bowl. What are you talking about? Then he got thumped. It was so funny, dude. I thought it was such a whack ass thing though to not play Gunner last week, dude, because that other kid's younger than Gunner is. Rangel.
What is he gonna do? He doesn't want his son to go out there and get beat up like that.
Why? It's football. Why is he playing? Why did you give him? I give him his college
because it's his son.
I think he's better than Rangel, though. I think he's better. Like it surprised me that he didn't play him. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird to me. And especially against Kansas, really? You're scared to put your kid out there against Kansas? Are you kidding?
Kansas cold.
Well, I understand why you feel that way, Christian. I do. It's been 1,200 days since Texas has beaten Kansas. I understand.
It's okay. This is y'all's year, man. This is y'all's year. I'll give you.
Hey. Let me tell you something. If you look at Kansas last year, you honestly can't tell me Kansas last year is that much different than Kansas this year.
No, they're not. I mean, look. They almost beat Oklahoma. I'm not saying a whole lot. They were leading Oklahoma until the fourth quarter. And
it was like a one-possession game to Oklahoma, a one-possession game to TCU.
It was a two-possession game at the end, but they were there the whole way. And it was a lot of it had to do with, hey, listen, this coach, that coach is
Lance Leipold is good.
That dude can coach, man. If he doesn't get, if they don't get, and from what I understand, I think that they're targeting Aranda. I really do. But if they don't get him, no, Nebraska. Sorry. I feel like Nebraska's targeting Aranda. But if he doesn't take that job, which I don't know if you do or you don't, I don't know if it's a good job anymore. I just don't know.
I think you do. Just because it's in the Big Ten.
I think you kind of have to. It's a blue. Oh, yeah, that $100 million. Why wouldn't you? I mean, yeah,
I got to. I mean, I want them to stay with Baylor.
Nebraska.
Nobody wants to live in Waco.
But I got to tell you,
better than being in the dude. Nebraska.
Here's the thing. They have the best. They already had some of the best facilities there were. Now Texas is unreal. The last time I was in Austin, I was like, oh my goodness. It just gets better and better all the time around there.
Yeah, we dropped
when I was still at Midland and I went to the state track meet, their track stadium is unbelievable. Unbelievable. But from what I understand, they just put another like $150 million in Nebraska just into their football program. It's insane. They're like expecting to win, and they pump out money to that program, man. They don't care.
And really, Nebraska should win. Like they're a big enough brand. Like I think a coach.
Yeah, but how many people want to go to Nebraska and play? I mean, unless you're playing. I think if you're an Urban Meyer or you're a.
I feel like that's a little bit of like the recency bias because if you think about it, at one point Nebraska was. I mean, if you get that program winning,
I can remember Tommy Frazier like it was yesterday. That guy was insane.
Right,
insane.
And Waco is
Scott Frost too. He was unbelievable. Huh?
I said Waco isn't a thriving metropolis. They're a town,
but it's close. It's close to Dallas, though. That's the thing. I actually like Waco. I like Waco.
I love Waco.
It's not a bad town. But it's full of construction. All you got is Chip and
that'll be done
games.
in 2 years whenever y'all leave. It'll be fine.
No, there was construction there 2 years ago when I drove through there for the first time.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I was last there. Well, I was last there for the game that. Well, it would have been 3 years ago, I guess, because it was before COVID. So yeah.
Yeah, all of that. Before they started, they were saying it was going to be like 2024, 2025 before they finished all that because it's on the interstate.
But I tell you, once you get there, like we walked from that place that's across from the basketball arena, the restaurant there, the little bar and restaurant. We went and ate there first because we got there real early, and then we just walked across the bridge and walked down. I love McLean Stadium, by the way. That's a cool place it's just a really cool atmosphere down there. And the people are actually pretty cool down there too. They're used to getting beat by Oklahoma, so they were all right about it.
No. Man, one place in Waco that I love, and whenever we took our little vacation on there, is Shorty's Pizza. Shorty's Pizza.
I always hear about that on Sikkim 365, except I stopped watching it.
Yeah,
Craig kind of ticked me off the other day. He kind of ticked me off the other day with his crap.
That's how I found out, though. That place is amazing. And George's is a great place.
So is that which one of it? Which place did I go to? It's been 3 years, so I don't really remember. But I think it might have been.
Was it like a little? It was like a little bar, kind of close to
upstairs, downstairs. Yeah, it's just across from like where the arena was. We saw Oklahoma driving over there in the bus to McLean, so they must have had their locker rooms or their pre-locker room or whatever.
Shorty's has like an outside. But
yes, it did. It did. It had a patio. It had a patio, and then it was big on the inside, so it was upstairs, downstairs also. Pretty good sized place.
Shorty's is a real small pizza shack. It's a really good place.
No, it wasn't little. But it was cool. We had a good time, and we hung out there for like 2 hours because we got there super early. So then, and I was thinking, I don't know, should we go park? And I told Joe, I was like, hey, let's just go walk it. It was a little chilly coming back. Buzzard Billy's. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. Thank you, Bryce Walker. I'm
glad Bryce knows.
Yeah, appreciate it. Man, you guys brought Waco with you today. Thanks, fellas.
No.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I haven't tried that place. I'm gonna have to next time I go.
It's pretty chill, man. It was all right.
I really want to go watch a basketball game this season at some point in time.
Yeah. So how are they looking? How are they looking there? Are they got another?
They won 117 to like 53 yesterday. Speaking of basketball, what happened to y'all? Why did y'all lose to Sam Houston?
I don't know. I'm not ready for basketball yet.
That's the same. I was like, oh, great.
I paid zero.
Christian sent it to me earlier. Christian's one that sent it to me. Y'all lost 52 to 51.
Yeah, man. And you want to talk about crazy stuff in Lubbock? That whenever he went back that first time, did you see that where they were throwing everything at the bus? Yeah. Good old Lubbock folks, man. They are good people, aren't they?
They spring tortillas on the field during the games. So,
they leave the game early.
Such a sketchy place.
They leave the game early too, and they were in that game. We talked about that the other day. It's crazy. Yeah. But that's what got that whole thing started, where Logan started busting my chops too. I wasn't even messing with Baylor. I was talking trash about Tech. I was like, why are you guys? And
you mess with the LONESTAR college football, you catch strays.
You weren't. You catch strays. I knew it, and that's the thing. He wasn't even the first guy that started on me. And I was like, it's not like Baylor's that good that you shouldn't have been able to stay in that. You know, like I would have hung around for a while. The pick six at the end, leave. I get it. You know what I mean? That by that time it was time to go. But
what are you talking about? There was a picture in the Red River shootout a couple years ago where the Texas half was pretty empty. The Oklahoma half was pretty empty. Late in the third quarter. In that game,
when
Texas and OU,
they were
when they were down 28-7. When they were down 28-7.
No, in the third quarter when they were down like 42. We quit playing. Halfway through this year.
Quarter. Oh, you're talking this year? Of course they left, wouldn't you?
No, if I paid that much money, I'm sitting through that L.
That's true, but no, you wouldn't, bro. So you got to take the beating now, huh? I'm telling you, I went.
I gotta.
The year that I went, I had just moved to Vegas, so I was living in Vegas. Mm-hmm. My boss out there, I was working in sales, and my boss out there was a big Texas fan. And so we busted each other's chops constantly.
Yeah.
And he was from South Texas area. So he loved Texas. Well, earlier that year, he had went to BYU and they lost. They went over to Provo and got smoked or whatever.
Taysom Hill beat us.
Taysom Hill. Yep. So then I was it was Landry's senior year. So I'm like, hey, let's go. And he was like, man, I don't know. Now he was like, I'm just not sure about them. And I was like, they've been real good ever since then. I knew Oklahoma was going to win, but I didn't think it's the Red River. You don't know what's going to happen in that game.
Yeah.
You don't. So but it was over at the half, and he was pissed that he had spent that money to go. And you couldn't even really bust anybody's chops at that point. I mean, you could, but it was kind of, it was kind of at that point. It's kind of anticlimactic. You ain't got nothing to say. I mean, what do you want me to say?
The thing with me in college football is I'm not the how do I put it? If Texas, when we play Baylor, Say Texas beats me. I don't care about how much. I'm not now. Me and Logan will probably be on the phone during the game, but I'm not the kind of guy to just text somebody, and start talking
talk trash. Yeah,
because if I lost, I'll be pretty upset at first.
Yeah.
People
so last year during the first half, I was getting broken on, man. People were blowing my phone up, and I'm sitting there just looking at it, going, "Screw y'all," I didn't even look.
Yeah.
Well, then when it started turning, I was like, I wonder who all I'm gonna get after if he does this. So I'm looking at it, and right at the end, I didn't text anybody. I just did a little video on laughing my butt off on Facebook. I was like, what do y'all got to say now?
Yeah. It bothers me more when it's a casual. Whenever it's if you can't name 5 starters on each side of the ball, don't talk to me.
Dude, no casual opinions matter on this show. No casual. We don't like them.
I mean, go ahead and drop your comment in the comment section, but
if you're a casual, I just called a guy on the video from this morning that he started talking. He's continually talking crap about BV in there and not saying anything of significance. And so I said, I knew you were a casual. I was like, no casuals allowed, bro. Did you not watch the video? You're just in here talking. I was like, no casuals allowed. Get out of here. I knew you were a casual. I haven't seen what he said back, but I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah, y'all said
I love it.
It was great.
Huh?
Whenever I was watching it, y'all said all that, and I just started laughing. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's been crazy. And I was pretty surprised that he put that up there, and it pissed some people off that he put the poll up there. But I understood why he did it. He was trying to figure out how many crazy people do we have to deal with here that wants to fire him. One of the things that everybody's always trashing on Texas for is firing coaches, right? Too quick. I mean, I do it. I do it all the time. And we want to do it in a year? I don't remember Texas ever doing that. Charlie made it 3, didn't he? Charlie made it 4? I didn't even realize he made it that. I thought it was 3.
He got 4. Herman got 4. And honestly, Charlie probably got too many years.
I think he probably did.
He was a player's
I don't think
coach.
that job was for him. They did. And I just don't think that job was for him, man. I just don't think.
And Herman, I felt like he got fired a little early, but like I said, it's because of the recruiting class. But at the same time,
I think he did. I've said that a bunch because I got to tell you, man, I hope Sark stays forever because it will be good for Oklahoma if he does. Now,
think so?
Yes. He's man. His record, you are what your record is, and he's a 500 coach. He's a 500 coach. He's still a 500 coach. He has been at premier programs. He's been at premier programs, 3 of them. And he's been 500 everywhere. This is what he is. I hope he stays forever, bro. I really do. Because we're going to be in the same division when we get to the SEC too. I hope he stays forever.
Clip that.
Clip it. It'll be there. It's not going nowhere. All right, folks. So what else we got? We didn't really finish talking about the CFP. The main thing is number 1 Georgia, number 2 Ohio State. What do you think about Ohio State, Michigan 2 and 3? I mean, obviously, I think the weather was so bad in Chicago that it was kind of hard for them to kind of go against. And the thing about it is Ohio State is definitely talented. Now, my question on that is, I don't really think that much of Ryan Day. I don't. He hasn't done anything since Urban left, and he's still loaded with talent. He's the first guy to lose in like 15 years to Michigan. You know what I mean? So,
part of me wants to say that maybe Michigan should be above Ohio State just because
I kind of feel like that too. And listen, I mean, yeah. If you want, I mean, of course, the thing is that they played them in different spots, but Michigan beat the brakes off of Penn State, and Ohio State had struggled with them for a while.
Yeah, they did. I think Michigan State or Michigan, I really think they can win that game. I think Ohio State.
They proved that. I think that Harbaugh's definitely one of the best coaches in the country. Yeah. He's kind of weird, but he's definitely one of the best coaches in the country.
He's kind of weird. I think it's just going to be coming down to I mean, their running back cores are pretty stout because they've got they've got 2 running backs that are.
But plus,
really
they're
good.
going to be at the shoe. It's a hard place. If I am going to pick Ohio State, it's because they just don't win there.
It's
a hard place
Harrison.
to win.
Are you able to stop Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Plus, and Jigba's been good since he got back too, man.
Yeah, but at the same time, what I like.
Kirk Robbins, my boy. Who shouldn't be in there?
Let me guess what he's going to say. He's going to say Ohio State, Michigan, TCU. If he says Georgia, something's wrong.
But who do you put in over?
Okay, so tell us.
Michigan and Ohio State should be in.
Bottom line,
TCU is arguable.
So who should be in this?
Who gets in those spots?
Wait, 3 of those teams shouldn't be top 4. So you're talking TCU and the
Ohio
Big Ten
State,
teams.
Michigan.
Okay, Kirk, I'm with you here because I think that the Big Ten's trash. I've said that quite a few times. I'm on record for saying that. The Big Ten is trash aside from those 2 teams. No.
I'm cool with Tennessee being
maybe
there.
Tennessee, maybe Tennessee, but not if you're undefeated.
TCU should be out though.
Trash. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Okay, I agree. I get for sure about Tennessee because Tennessee has won so many close games.
Five games over ranked teams though. 5.
Yeah, and their one loss is to number one, and it looked worse than it was, guys. They only lost by 14, and they gave up so many points in the first half.
Right. They just couldn't get. But what do you do?
Gave up 7.
Okay, so did they?
Oregon,
dude. Okay, now I'm not with you. Oregon probably would roll TCU, but they can't stop. I don't buy USC. They don't. They're just like they were at freaking OU. They don't stop nobody either.
Oregon lost to Georgia way worse than Tennessee did.
Yeah, but in Oregon, the one time that we've seen these guys play outside their conference, they're getting their ass kicked. I'm not sure that I believe you.
I don't think USC would roll TCU. USC's defense.
Dude, USC had a hard time. USC had a hard time with Rice.
Yeah,
that was their out of conference.
Couldn't imagine that.
Trash.
I can't remember the last time Baylor lost to Rice.
But yes, it was opening day, and I think that they're better. I think that Oregon is definitely one of the better teams in the country, no doubt.
I think so too, but I would probably take LSU even with 2 losses.
I would take LSU over any of those teams we just talked about. Definitely over SC, definitely over and Oregon. I would definitely take them over TCU also. And you know what? I know everybody hates Brian Kelly. The guy's one of the best coaches in the country.
I think people forget. They look at them as 6-2, but you got to understand one of their losses is week 1. And I know it's a loss and it counts against you, but it's week 1. I have a little bit of grace period. You lose week 1, it's hard to get your team ready for that. You've been hitting each other all off season. It's hard to get your team ready for that. They lost to Florida State, who's ranked now. So even then, it's a ranked loss.
Yeah, but even no, I'm with you. And what I'll tell you is that was a good. It took everything. They had to screw up from minute 1 until the last second ticked off to lose that game. They literally had to try to lose it that many times. I'm not
killed by Tennessee.
I'm not as impressed with Florida State as everybody else seems to be. I just don't think that much of them. I don't think that much.
I mean, what I will say about the CFP is that I think that the 4 teams that are up there have to be up there because that's the only 4 undefeated teams that are in the Power 5.
Right.
Like, they have to be up there. Like, at this point in the season, it's only the second week of CFP. It's like you kind of got to have those teams up there. If not, have the top 3 up there and maybe have Tennessee above TCU or whatever you want to do. Yep. Like, they have to be in the top 5 at least. With how
I'm actually happy that TCU is number 4 because I really want to be the team that runs that.
Kirk, you win the day, Kirk. Boom. Where do I send you a hat? I love it. That's my boy right there. Let Vegas determine the 6. They're not wrong. They're never wrong. They get it. They know who's going to win. They know how many points are going to be scored. They're never hardly off. Even in college football, it's so crazy. No, look, I feel like Well, the one thing about the whole committee, I mean, we know what they are. They love the SEC. Now, and what's not to love? The SEC is better than the rest of the leagues. There's no doubt. Now, what I would tell you is the Big Ten is trash. They're not better than the Big 12 this year. They may be in a couple of years, but they're not now. And the way that they play football in the Big Ten is garbage, man. I knew that Illinois was a joke. I knew they were a joke before they got beat.
My question to you would be, which Big 12 teams are beating Michigan and Ohio State, though?
Okay. This year, probably not. But a couple of years ago, freaking Baker planted a freaking flag at Ohio State.
Yeah, and I get that, but it's like, did Baker make the playoffs that year?
Yeah,
and they got
yes.
And they got killed by who?
They didn't get killed. That was the Rose Bowl year.
Was that the year that they were getting killed and then came back? There was one year
they were winning at the half. They should have won by 40. No, he went twice. He went his sophomore year, the first year that he played, and then his senior year went in the Rose Bowl. And they should have blown Georgia out.
I don't know. I think
they screwed that up. They screwed that. That was their one. That was their one chance to win the thing. They would have beaten Alabama that year. They had Samaje Perine. They had freaking Joe Mixon. They had
defense, man.
D.D. West. Their defense wasn't bad. They just weren't good. The guy running the defense wasn't good. That was the problem there. But they should have won by 40. They took their foot off the gas.
I wouldn't take any Big 12 teams over Michigan or Ohio State. So I don't.
But the rest of the league. Okay, I'm talking about the league. Wait a minute, though. I'm talking about the rest. Who in the rest of that league beats anyone except for maybe the bottom team? Yeah, Texas has yours back. They could compete against. Yes, I agree with that. If Texas is playing against those guys, against those teams, I could see that.
I think Penn State can beat a good chunk of the Big 12. And to be fair, Maryland has shown some games where they seem like they're pretty good, and then they've had some
because they're playing the rest of that league. Do you not get what? It's what I'm saying. Well, it's why I knew that Illinois was trash.
But Maryland hung with Michigan.
That's only because I picked them to do that. Have you not realized that, Christian?
They've got Tua's brother, and actually, Mike Locksley was Alabama's offensive coordinator before Sark.
Yeah,
that's why he got his job. He should have never taken that job. But what is a big deal? You freaking get to play. You have to play Rutgers. We talked about this the other day with Coach Roybal. This is not. They're trash, bro. Listen, I knew that Illinois was garbage. Brett Bielema was a garbage. The guy was losing. He got his ass kicked by Kingsbury. How that guy still has a job, I just don't get it. But anyway.
I will say, Kirk, Texas does have Ewers back. They may compete. I think Ewers is showing that he's young. He's supposed to be in high school last year. I think Ewers is better. And I think if we had him for Bama, I think we could have won that game. It's hard for me to say we would have.
They should have.
Because the whole game would have been different. I mean, it's hard for me to say they would have, but I think they would have.
Here's the deal. It didn't affect Bryce. Bryce Young had a hard day.
Well, because that's
Patterson showed you that day how important he is to that program.
And our crowd showed us how important they are. And we need them to show up this week for Gary Patterson and the crowd. We need them this week.
No, Christian, remember what I told you a couple weeks back? I heard that Gary Patterson won't be with the team.
That's not true.
He's not going to be there next year.
No.
He heard the thing that Gary Patterson wasn't going to help coach.
He wasn't going to be there for the TCU game.
No,
I do not bet. He was very angry for losing that job. He's very bitter about that. Believe me.
Sark was talking about Gary Patterson in the press conference, all the work he's putting in. He shows up before everybody else.
He's trying harder to win this game than anything.
Believe
that.
I'd rather see that.
I don't buy that at all.
I didn't buy that a month and a half ago. I didn't buy it then. I wouldn't buy it now.
I'm buying it. No way. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I think this is a good game, but I feel like this just feels like a Texas loss to me.
It does. It does.
It does. It feels like
it feels like we're playing the opposite team. It doesn't feel like a letdown. I saw a thing that was like Texas is on upset watch. I get that we're a favorite, but we're number 18 playing number 4. How is this an upset?
Dude,
first of all,
because what did Kirk say earlier? Because Vegas is never wrong.
Well, we'll see if Vegas is wrong.
No, you know why? Here's why they're really never wrong. It's not that they never freaking favor one over the. They favor one over the other because they get action that way.
Mm-hmm.
And but they know where they're going to make their money. They know that Vegas is not wrong. Yeah. They're not.
I think the part of this game that if Texas is winning by 35 at half, I'll feel good. Mm-hmm. Anything less than give me 34, I don't feel good. 5 possessions and I can take it. I mean, I guess.
Listen, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Are they leading at the half? Are they leading after halftime? Because then, if they are, that's scary.
Unless we're leading by 35, I think we're good if we're leading by that.
Yeah,
TCU has made a couple really big comebacks.
Hey, Kirk, if you're still there, man, do me a favor. Go to the YouTube channel. I'll post it here. Go to the YouTube channel and hit the subscriber button, man. We've got a lot of stuff there I think you might like. Appreciate you showing up, Kirk. That's it pretty much for us. You guys got anything else you wanted to talk about, really?
Let's talk about the Sooners in Morgantown.
Oh,
what are you thinking about that one?
Yeah, I think they win.
It's not a night game.
They got to win.
It's not a night game, but
so what does that got to do with anything? What is it? Morgantown, I don't think they've ever lost there.
The Bears have trouble with Morgantown, so Logan thinks it's hostile.
Well, it's a big deal. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Guys, why would you think this? They're terrible. That's the worst freaking. They're the worst team
on us, apparently.
Well, yeah, they haven't fired Neil Brown yet. They haven't fired. If they'd fired Neil Brown, then maybe, but they haven't.
And Jimbo would be there.
Yeah,
that automatically makes them the best team.
I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen there.
I wouldn't be surprised. No, actually,
Golden Blue dude is pissed. Oh, here he is. Hey, Coach.
Philip Royball. You've got Coach Royball. You make a good point there. Comment of the day goes to.
Yeah, he says he's an Irish fan, but he's a Shorthorn fan too. So I don't care what he says.
It's 8:25 and OU sucks, is what he said. I heard you loud and clear.
It's 7:30 here. Shut up.
No, wait. Right. What if Jimbo runs to West Virginia to get away from Texas?
If he runs to, I think
he'd have to play us at least once or twice.
I think that's a distinct possibility.
Whenever y'all join the SEC, and he's like, "Nope, I'm gone."
Oh, he's leaving. I think they're trying to get him out right now. I think they're trying to get him out right now. I think they have to be.
Do it. They're not going to do it.
Why? Why would they not?
Who do you bring in? Like, who's a real?
Why is that still on my screen?
Jeff Traylor.
I mean, yeah, Jeff Traylor, but like, I feel like Jimbo. I feel like A&M fans think their program is elevated because of Jimbo, and they're partially right. They're recruiting well because of Jimbo and their money. Like, even before the NIL, we know they paid. Everybody was paying players. That's not a secret. But
this is not a secret.
A&M was being able to recruit because they were one of the few teams that had a national championship winning coach. If you take him out and bring in a Jeff Traylor, although I think he's a pretty good coach, especially considering what they need as an offensive coordinator, and UTSA's offense has been killing it. I think their recruiting takes a dip, whether they keep him or lose him. Or fire him. And so, which is good for Texas. Bring those guys to Austin. Let's build this program up, and so that hopefully the Aggies never see a bowl game again. For all I care,
I think UTSA might be a better job than Texas A&M at this point.
Hey, well, what's this thing up here in the top?
You see it? Oh yeah, you see it, buddy.
I don't like that.
What are we talking about here? I'm not seeing anything. Oh, I see it now.
Right,
right above you. There it is again. There's another one for you.
It's 15-yard penalties being thrown everywhere. Man.
Yeah, not on my show. That isn't. Not on my show. It's not.
Did that earlier. Did you see me do that? I was like, no.
Not on my show. What? Aaron Judge, a free agent? What the heck are we talking about?
I don't.
Why are we talking about that?
That's just
Barry
being Barry.
This is a college football podcast show. You get a 15-yard flag.
He's probably
Unless you
playing
win
Fortnite or something.
No.
Very. He doesn't watch football. Hey, Sooner suck again. Love it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, I had to throw it up there just so I could go ahead and keep that up there. That should always be on my freaking page there all the time.
I agree.
There.
He said that's the new logo.
I agree.
No, the
Sooner
right here.
suck.
The double horns down.
The Sooner suck.
The little emoji guy. Coach, tell us what you think about A&M and Jimbo. Coach Roybal. He's probably not even there anymore.
Are all of our teams favorited
Sure
to
he's
win
not a
this
Jimbo
week?
fan. Huh?
Are all of our teams favorited to win this week?
You guys have who this week? Who are you playing?
K-State.
Are they favored?
Which I think is a
2.5.
tricky game.
Huh.
Baylor is.
It's at home though, huh?
Yep.
Jumbo reminds me of
Yeah. Well,
hey, Coach Roybal.
You realize he always talks trash about he talks trash. Here's the thing about Coach Roybal. He claims to be an Irish fan, right? But he always talks trash about Oklahoma, and he always talks trash about A&M. But he tells everybody that he's not a Texas fan, but he is.
He's a Notre Dame fan.
You sound like you fit in good with Lone Star College football, so I think you should come on the show.
Coach, you got to come on my show. I'm telling you.
Wait a minute. No, he's a Notre Dame fan. Wait a minute.
No,
That's true.
I don't think he wants to talk to me. I don't think
he doesn't want to talk to you. Why not?
No, he does not want to.
You don't want to talk to
him.
him. Man, I'm going to tell you something about Coach Roybal. Nobody out talks this guy.
Notre Dame is trash. Notre Dame is trash.
Ranked higher than Baylor.
Yeah, they are. And
they still lost to Marshall.
You know that team that beat you guys?
They lost to BYU.
BYU. They beat the brakes off of BYU.
Yeah, okay. We ain't got to talk about Provo. I understand. All right.
I get it. Yeah,
that was one of those week
talk
2
about it either.
kind of things. Red shirt freshman.
Yeah, he's not that good. I don't understand why you like Blake so much. Why you were like talking him up in that trash talking stuff we were doing with him that day.
That's because I was trash talking. Listen, Christian, who did I want to start this year for Baylor at quarterback?
That was a conversation a long time ago that we had. So to be honest, I don't remember. I remember I thought
I wanted Gary Bohannon to stay there, and you talked me out of that.
I think because looking at USF, you can see why.
Well, he also has nothing there.
All you had
at USF.
Baylor was good last year, not because of Gary. It's because of Tyquan Thornton and Jalen Petrie on defense and whatever Terrell Bernard. It wasn't because of Bohannon. And your running backs. Your running backs
reminds
you of
OU. Yeah.
Because they both suck.
What are we talking about here? What are we talking about?
I didn't like Blake Shapen coming into this year. I wanted Gary Bohannon to be there. That's pretty much what
I wasn't a big fan of Bohannon.
I liked that.
I mean, he can't throw. He couldn't throw.
He couldn't throw, but
he could check down.
He's like he was like down. If you ordered Vince Young on Wish, you got Gary Bohannon.
Coach, take that off.
That's what that was.
Yeah. So listen, I don't know. I feel like they're all. I think that's a good game though. That K-State Baylor, that's a good game.
It's a tricky one for Baylor, I think.
Notre Dame lost to Stanford and Marshall. I don't want to hear anything from this guy. All right.
Okay.
I don't want to hear nothing from this guy.
Okay, Logan, why are you getting upset?
West Virginia and BYU.
He's calling it afterbirth, though.
I don't understand that either, but I don't know what that is. Coach, take that
down.
It's
supposed to be
do me a favor. I didn't put it up there. I put this up. They're headed in a different direction. They're better, you mean, or worse? I don't know what that means. They were good when Bryles was there, and they're good now. Coach, just take that thing down. That one. This is the one. I was trying to hide it from you. They're worse. You think they're worse?
I mean,
well, I agree with you that he was the best coach they've ever had. But the thing is there's no way he could keep his job, right? There was no way he could keep his job.
No,
right?
There's no way he could keep his
job. You can't do it. And look, It took a long time for Lebby and Kendall to get a job too after that. A long time.
Headed that way. Because we stepped away from being an offensive juggernaut to playing defense like the rest of the Big 12 did.
Dave Aranda's a good coach. And I don't think that there's anybody denying that. I'm pretty sure he's not doing that.
I think our offense is worse than
I think that Matt Rule's a good coach, but I don't think he's Dave Aranda good.
No, I'd much rather have Dave Aranda for sure.
Yeah. I don't know.
How are we getting worse?
I don't know. Tell us, Coach. You said it. Let's go. How are they worse?
I like how he said, "Why am I uptight?" Whenever I mentioned Marshall and Stanford, that was kind of funny.
That wasn't what he was talking about.
I think he was talking to Jason. I don't know. He might have been talking. It kind of works for both of y'all.
Yeah, it kind of
does. You were kind of getting a little uptight there. I mean, and here's the thing, and obviously, we created a podcast where we talk about Texas and Baylor, and so
that's kind of a weird podcast mix. But I got to tell you, time will tell. Okay,
I will say,
profound, Coach. Profound. Profound. Hey, so listen, I've always wondered, how did that happen? That you guys are so close in Baylor and Texas. And so it's not even really a rivalry, right?
We don't have any real reason to hate each other. Well, I guess they have reason to hate us because everybody does.
No,
I don't have any reason to hate Baylor.
Don't lump us in there with Texas Tech and everybody else saying, "Oh, it's Super Bowl."
No, it's not even just that. It's everybody.
But that's the truth.
Everybody hates Texas.
Everybody hates Texas.
We have the most
you just want to beat
schools that
Texas.
consider
That's
us a
it. You got to
rival.
beat Texas. That's it.
I just want to beat TCU.
It's fun to beat Texas.
To be
I
fair,
know
it's-
you guys
it's
hate
true
TCU.
for-
You do hate TCU, huh?
I hate TCU. I do.
How come? Why
I used
do
to
you
like
hate
a
TCU?
little bit? Me?
Why do you hate TCU? Yeah.
Trayvon Boykin.
Because of the
answer.
fans. It's the fans.
Is it really? Okay, so
TCU
tell me
fan.
more.
Yeah,
Tell me more.
Because
He's got
Well,
friends
in
that
the
are
last-
TCU fans.
but it's also, the last decade, Gary Patterson owned Texas.
That's true.
And so
That he did.
whenever you have a decade where you beat Texas a lot, and then you want to act like now you all of a sudden become you're the flagship, okay, sit down, go win a natty, and then come talk to me. Sit down.
Bro, you go
Don't
win a
get to-
natty
they
and then
wanna-
go talk again. Shut up. Oh, you have 7 of them.
The
Y'all
same
got
thing
3.
as Oklahoma State.
Stop it.
They won the same thing as Oklahoma State. They won what? A Big 12 championship with Baylor?
Where they lost head-to-head to
I don't-
Baylor
I don't-
that season.
It's kind of
throw that out
to
there.
be fair, we would have had
This is such
we
a
would have
funny
had
conversation.
4.
This is Big 12 talk at its best
on.
right here from the Big
we
12
would have
bottom
had
feeders.
4 national champions if Colt McCoy didn't get hurt. All right.
Listen, you're
And
not
we-
wrong. You're not wrong
We
about
would have
that
had
one.
5. We would have had 5 if somehow the computer in BCS era didn't pick OU over Texas in 08 whenever we beat y'all head to head that year. We lost to Tech on the Michael Crabtree catch, but we beat y'all that year. How a 1-loss OU
The
gets
Big 12 is
over a
not
1-loss
extinct. They just
Texas?
freaking signed a new deal, Kirk. Get it right. And they're bringing in, it's just not going to be the same anymore. It's definitely not going to be the same.
I don't know how
They-
to argue that, so I'm not.
They are going to miss their flagships for sure and their money.
We're making money.
I love how though everybody's like, oh, well, they got a $8 million bump from when Texas and Oklahoma. They said that deal was signed like 6 years ago. Inflation should have put it at 20.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Oklahoma
imagine
and
what y'all
Texas,
would've
they
had
got a
if you stayed.
$58 million bump. So what are we talking about?
Well, our bump is more than what y'all are gonna make with y'all's bump.
I just work here, man. I just enjoy the show.
I just work. Yeah,
I
I feel like they really. I don't know why Clay Avkov was so. Well, I do know why, but I think that if the Big 12 wanted to stay relevant for the most part, you would have to. You got it. They need to merge the rest of that conference. They need to.
Yeah.
And might even bring in some of the ACC if you're smart. While you can.
I think we end up giving away West Virginia to the ACC, like we've talked about.
It's happening. Yeah,
I think
that's
we'll
going to
get
happen
rid of
either
that
way.
one.
They're more wanted than most of the teams in the Big 12 are. I promise you that. Guaranteed more than Okie State. Guaranteed more than like maybe not the Dallas schools. They probably want them because of Dallas, but that Washington D.C. television audience there, it's weird, but that's how it works. Mm-hmm. Anything else, gentlemen? What else we got?
Man,
I've not had it here. I gotta get something to eat, bro. I've had a long day. I'm tired. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat some dinner.
Yeah. So, guys, we appreciate you showing. If you are still with us, and we still have 5 people there, thank you so much for showing up and talking. Bring Jackson State to the Big 12, and they dominate.
Depends on if they still have Deion Sanders or not.
So does Deion get a job? Before we leave, does he take the job? Does he take the Auburn job?
I think so.
Thank you, Coach. We appreciate you. Yeah.
Coach, I try not to be too uptight, by the way.
He is very uptight, Coach. Don't worry. But, yeah, this is how I met the kid. He got all pissy at me on Twitter. And I was talking trash about Tech.
I just like poking, all right? Dang.
I was just messing with you too. So yeah,
he's a Baylor fan. He's got to have something to complain about.
He'll stay with JSU. I'm of the opinion that I don't think he's leaving it. I mean, and I don't know that Auburn is the job that he would take.
Bama is a job he'd maybe take when Saban leaves.
Yeah, but when Saban leaving, I still think that's 4 or 5 years away.
Saban's leaving soon, dude.
He's going to retire the same year that Tom Brady retires.
What does that mean? Tom Brady's leaving now. I would think that he should have left before the season started and lose.
He's 1-0 after the divorce. To AB, that is the funniest thing, dude.
The weirdest thing ever. Like, what's weird?
It's hilarious. As a Broncos fan, you kind of have to hate Tom Brady. So,
yeah, I agree.
I don't like.
I love Tom Brady. I think he's great.
I don't like Tom Brady.
I think
at
he's
all.
great. I just enjoy getting to watch.
You're
I don't watch
an
much
NFC
NFL,
fan, okay?
I'm a college football fan, dude. I just like seeing. We had the greatest quarterback to ever play. I'm just gonna enjoy watching it, and I hope he wins another Super Bowl, then retires.
Coach, we know that, and that's what I told him. It's fun. It's fun. It's all good times. That's why you got to come on the show. You got to come on the show, Coach. When will you come on? Saturday? Will you come on Saturday? Ooh. Give me a yes. Ooh. Give me a yes in there. Come on. Come on.
He logged off. He said, "I know you're about to ask me. Let me hop off here."
He knew it. Yeah. He's not gonna do it. All right, folks. So if you haven't already subscribed, Coach Roybal, if you have not already subscribed, because you've been on Facebook both times, it's not being seen in what you paying me.
Aha.
I got a half for you, bro. I got a half.
Wait, you guys are getting paid?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Nobody's getting paid. I'm not getting paid yet. I'm not even getting paid yet.
I'm trying to get there on TikTok, though.
Is Notre Dame going to lose to Navy?
No.
It's at Navy, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but Navy sucks. We talked about this the other day. Air Force won the Commander-in-Chief's Cup again.
Yep.
Just like always. Missy, yeah. Do you see this dog? You see my dog? Here. Oh, easy. Say hello. Okay.
Oh, that's a cute little bit.
Yeah, she's my bully. She's my girl. But I think she needs to go out. So we definitely need to get down. All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So appreciate everybody being here. We will see you on Thursday. We have a live. And obviously, guys, check out Lone Star College Football Podcast. These guys are doing great. They've just gotten started. If you're a TikTok person, you'll definitely find a lot of their cool videos in there. I've been enjoying you guys' channel in there. I like the TikTok channel. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've got one like killing it right now.
Yeah, did you go over like 200,000 or something like?
It's at 158 right now. 158.
Man, that's insane, dude. That's insane.
We've gotten
with the whole
260 followers. Yeah, in like since the OU game. I think our first real video was the OU game, and so since it's been just about a month since that. So
this is where I have my most fun. is arguing with A&M fans in the comments, and it's great.
Oh yeah, Logan's getting on.
Well, and folks, if your fantasy playoffs are coming up and you're a TikToker, you should be watching Bryce, Fantasy Sports _ Bryce. I'm telling you now that who is this? Barry Decker said something good. I like him. I like this guy.
Told you he's stupid. Told you he didn't know nothing about him.
Right there with you. All right, no, we'll see you, Coach. Come on the show. I'll send you a message here in a little bit. So yeah, thanks, Coach. Talk to you soon. Fantasy Sports _ Bryce. The guy is a cheat code. I'm not even kidding around about that. The dude is a human cheat code when it comes to fantasy football. So if you're in your playoffs and you want to win, you better go listen to him. Get ready for your playoffs. All right, guys. We will see. What do you guys got coming up this week? Anything? It's obviously they are Lone Star, one word, college football.
_CFB.
_CFB. Yeah. Lone Star, one word, _CFB. That's obviously up on your stuff there, but it's right there as is up on the screen. Logan, what you didn't put your Twitter in there?
So I didn't even think to type in that in there like that.
See, everybody give him a hard time, please. Go find Logan in Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
I'll post it. All right.
L Patterson _3.
And hey, don't forget, we got to do a little hashtag here. And what is it? What are we going to do? No, it's got to be, come on. No
casuals.
No casuals, baby. Come on.
I was about to say,
casuals
what are we doing here?
allowed. No casuals allowed. Dude, I'm not.
I was waiting for another Texas jab. I was like, what's he gonna say? No,
no.
Horns.
If there was no Longhorns allowed, you wouldn't already have been here. So that's not the thing. All right, no casuals allowed, folks. No casuals allowed. Remember that. Get on there and check out the video from today. I think that thing hit 1,000 now. I just looked at it. So yeah, it's actually had a decent day on that one. So hit the subscriber button, please, folks. We appreciate you. Thanks a lot for coming, and we will see you on the next one.